myself into turning it off about 7 different times because it felt like it was over 8 minutes in. You know, it's really interesting. You know, we talk about this a lot on the show. There are very few stars. Just pay for them. Just deal with some of their crap. There is no other Russell Wilson on the market. Kyler Murray's the only thing even resembling his game. Just pay for it. Just deal with it. Just deal with Aaron Rodgers. So the Heat were very reluctant. Remember in the offseason, they wanted James Harden. They wanted James Harden to go with Jimmy Butler. And they were willing to give up anything as long as Tyler Hero wasn't in the deal. That doesn't look like a great move right now by Pat Riley, who usually makes great moves. Tyler Hero, and he's 21 years old. He is now playing with garbage time, guys. He's about the 8th best player. This series, he's been horrible. 14 total points, 3 for 15. We know he's an egregiously bad defender. But according to the stories I looked up to this morning, he started becoming a celebrity in Miami, which, by the way, there's 2 cities in the NBA where that happens a lot, and it's L.A. and Miami. Remember when LeBron came to L.A., and Jordan Clarkson's dating this person, and Kyle Kuzma's dating this person, and Lonzo Ball's doing this, and LeBron's like, you guys want to win some titles? You at least want to get to the playoffs before you become celebrities in Los Angeles? Miami is a seductive town, and Tyler Hero has officially been seduced. Jimmy Butler's not happy with him. According to stories, Miami's not happy with him. And let me just say this. Before we ask the question, what's happened to the Heat? Well, are we sure anything's happened? I mean, they were a 5 seed last year in the cruddy East. That's the 2nd lowest seed in the history of the Eastern Conference to ever make the finals. And this year, they're a 6 seed. I mean, Jimmy Butler's very good, but he's not KD. Bam's very good. He's not AD. This is kind of maybe what they are. I mean, they're not special offensively. They were 18th in total offense. A 5 seed, a 6 seed. Last year, they got kind of a break. They had a bunch of young players in a city that's highly distracting, and they pulled them all to boring Orlando to sit in a hotel for 3 months. And it worked to their favor. They took out the distractions of Miami for a young team. Young guys easily distracted. They put them in a bubble, and they played their ass off. But that we see examples like this all the time in music. One-hit wonders. We talked about My Big Fat Greek Wedding. We see random movies that are fantastic. And then you try to make a sequel, and you're like, nah. Now, Caddyshack was worth 1 movie. That was it. You know, Hangover, frankly, was probably worth 1 movie. My Big Fat Greek Wedding was probably worth 1 movie. The sequels never live up to it. I mean, you watch the NBA, petrified to offend China. Communist country, human rights violations everywhere, petrified. Hollywood, the same thing. You know, everybody's afraid of the dollar sign. And here's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron's like, nah, I'm going to double down. Me versus Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers versus Mark Murphy. It is official. Me versus them. He's doubling down. He's not backing off. And I'm here for it. Aaron Rodgers last night goes on Sports Center. He was in Hawaii with his fiance and celebrity friends. He's playing the guitar. He's got the hair tied back. He is all hipster on the islands. And he's not folding. And he doesn't care. And he makes it very clear it's about the Packer front office, namely Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst, the GM.
It never been about the draft picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. You know, he a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates. You know, I love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, you know, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. And a lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP and played the way I played last year.
Us versus them. Me versus you. Aaron. And listen, I got no other options. You own my contract for 3 years. years. There's no owner for me to curry favor with. I'm losing the power struggle here because clearly you're not listening. Clearly you're tone deaf. The Packers have drafted one wide receiver in the first round in 32 years. Aaron's 10 years in Green Bay, 9 of the first-round picks defense. They wouldn't sign Jared Cook. They got rid of his quarterback coach. Didn't even tell him. Aaron saying, I'm clearly losing the cultural power struggle here. You're not listening. You're tone deaf. So let's put it out there. Me versus you. I'm not going to show up to OTAs. I don't care about the fine. And Aaron's not being outrageous here, although go to Packer websites and message boards. Ooh, he has lost a lot of fans. But Aaron wants to be treated like Patrick Mahomes. You know, Kansas City spent a fortune to build an all-star offensive line this past offseason. And by the way, last year off a Super Bowl win, first round, went and got a running back. He wants to be treated like Tom Brady. Tom wanted Gronk. They got it for him. He wanted AB. They got it for him. He wanted Leonard Fournette. They got it for him. He wanted him re-signed. Check, check, check. He wants to be treated like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson complained publicly. They upgraded, got him a Pro Bowl left guard, got him a real good tight end, gave him a new offensive coordinator. Aaron's saying, hey, I already don't have an owner. We already can't sign free agents. We're already backwards, 50-year-old men wearing cheese hats. There's some things I want here, to be treated like a star and how other guys get treated, where they ask for stuff and get it. And Aaron Rodgers is not backing down, and I'm here for it. Now, I've never thought Aaron and Green Bay are a perfect fit. You know, the Malibu mansion, the celebrity girlfriends and fiance. He's California cool. They are definitely not cool. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a perfect fit in life. That's nonsense. I don't think Russell Wilson and Seattle are always a perfect fit. But the bottom line here is it can't grow to resentment, because that's when Tom Brady left. Tom Brady admits now, God, you couldn't get me back to New England in that weather. Tom's from California. He moved to Florida. He admits he never liked the weather. You're never going to get him back there. He had a place in New York. He never necessarily felt like Sully in the north end of Boston. Tom and Giselle don't feel like Boston. They feel like celebrities. They feel like Bel Air. They feel like Hollywood. They feel like Paris. They feel like London. But it was fine until it became resentment at the end when Tom did the documentary and his wife said he wants to feel respected. Once it was resentment, it was over. It was over. And this is now resentment. I tell you about that study about once or twice a year. They studied 100 couples in Seattle at the University of Washington. Money didn't mean divorce. Kids didn't mean divorce. In-laws didn't mean divorce. People got divorced when it became resentment and eye rolls in the relationship. And that's what Green Bay is. It's now in the resentment category. So now, what will resentment create? Will it create a trade? Will Mark Murphy get fired? I have a hard time believing that Green Bay can pivot from their frugal, rigid DNA to blow up the front office. It is so precedent-setting, I cannot see it happening. But I got a respect for Aaron Rodgers. I got to give him respect here. He wants treatment like Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, and Brady, and he absolutely deserves it. By the way, look at how Buffalo's already treating Josh Allen. They get him a new toy at wide receiver every year. Every year, Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator, they pay him more and keep him and pay him more. But everything Buffalo does is to make sure the development and the growth and the happiness of Josh Allen. They ask his opinion. He's a kid. Look at how Baltimore's treating Lamar Jackson. They get him a Greg Roman. They pay Greg Roman. Greg Roman, the coordinator's going nowhere. He needs receivers. They get him receivers. He needs a back. They get him Mark Ingram. Look at how Baltimore has treated their star. I mean, look at the Chargers in the offseason. What do? Upgrade offensive line Justin Herbert. Protect him. Pay for the center that Green Bay wouldn't pay for. So Aaron's saying, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize at the altar of money. If I have to give up some money, I'll give up some money. I don't care. And I got to be honest, in a world where everybody is paralyzed It's a 24/7 conveyor belt of apologies for stuff most people don't have to apologize for. I'm into it. I like it. Aaron's making everybody uncomfortable, and I'm really here for it. All right. Joy is not really here for the next story. So the Bucks